What's going on YouTube? It's your boy JV. We're back again with another Marvel Rivals video. Today we're going to be going over the top characters in the game. I'm going to create for you guys a tier list of who I believe to be meta. If you guys have any sort of, feelings about the choices I'm going to be making today, feel free to leave a comment down below and let me know where you think I messed up in my choices, where you would place some characters, why you think some are worse or better, and we'll have a discussion about it. We'll talk about it more. This seems to be something a lot of people have been asking for, so I figured I'd finally make a video on it. If you guys haven't already, man, please subscribe to the channel. It's a completely free thing to do. We're building this community day by day, posting content all the time. And if you enjoy content like this and want to see similar content like this in the future regarding Marvel Rivals or other stuff that connects to Marvel, leave a like and then comment down below, like I said. Now let's just get into it. I figured we start off with the tank characters, and then we'll go through all the different character types. So first character up, Hulk. I think Hulk, I know when the game first came out, a lot of people thought Hulk was trash, but I think at the time a lot of people didn't really know how to use him. I think his team up ability with Iron Man, and I've seen some of the top 500 players that use Hulk go absolutely nuts with the way he's able to give shields to everybody, taking so much damage. His ultimate boosts him, and then that team up ability with Iron Man and even with Doctor Strange, I think it's pretty phenomenal. So it's something I highly recommend doing if you're trying to figure out a team comp for you and your boys. I would definitely start going Hulk a little bit more, and for those reasons alone, I'm going to put Hulk. I'm going to put him at an A tier. So Hulk is going to be an A tier tank. I think there's definitely a skill gap there. But I feel like sometimes he can get kind of like he gets kind of destroyed sometimes out in the open a little much, but A tier for sure. Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange, personally, I think is the best tank in the game. I think his ultimate, the Eye of Ayamoto. I'm sick. I can't pronounce shit right now. His ultimate that like kicks people into their astro forms is like insane. He puts out an insane amount of damage. His shield ability allows him to just guard everybody. And then of course, like I said before, when you add on his team up that his benefit he gets when he teams up with a Hulk, I think that makes him just S tier. And then of course his portals. His portals can literally just end the last 20 seconds of a game if done correctly. Having a good Doctor Strange on your team can completely just change everything for you. 100%. And then his little explosion of like the dark energy, especially when you do that combo, you come through a portal, you have that dark energy already stored, and then you just hit the button, you instantly can just take out the support members that you've frozen. It's just insane. Captain America, even with the newest buff he's got for season 1, I know some people are gonna hate me for this because some people just love being able to shout Avengers Assemble when they're running around with him through the mic, if you guys have seen that before. But I'm putting Cap D tier. I think he's so bad. I think there's still a lot of more work to do with him. Every time a teammate of mine jumps in as Captain America, I feel like they do absolutely nothing with him. He dives in, that's for sure. But it just doesn't feel like he really outputs that much damage, especially even like when he's teamed up with Thor, that additional Thor ability. It just doesn't feel like it does much. So for that reason, I'm putting Cap at D rank 100%. Groot, I'm putting him A tier. I think Groot is an amazing tank. When you have an amazing Groot on your team, it just changes everything. He puts up the walls. He does the little Groot grenade. His ultimate, when teamed up with other characters, I think is crazy. The reason why I'm not putting him S tiers, I think is because him by himself is really good, but if you want him to be like S tier amazing, you have to team him up with other characters, which isn't a bad thing, and I'm sure he'll get buffs and nerfs along as the game goes on. But like when you have a Groot with like a Moon Knight, then he's suddenly S tier because he does his ult, Moon Knight does his ult, you just get everybody. You get what I'm saying? So for that reason, I'm gonna leave him at A, just because he needs somebody else to boost him to S tier, whereas like just by himself alone, he's definitely high A tier. Almost I want to say he's almost S, but not fully. But having a good Groot on your team will change your game. So if you're trying to figure out a tank to learn, I think Groot is also another one to really get into there. My guy Venom. I'm a Venom main. I love playing Venom. Venom's awesome. I love his dive capability. I love that they buffed him and made it so that his E keeps him up even longer. You could use his ult. If you use his ult properly, you stay in the fight even more because it's more defensively. But I think that's also going to be why I probably would keep Venom out of A tier, is because Venom his ult is more of like a defensive ult for himself, and you need to have a really good support line to keep yourself up for even longer. I'm sure with more fixes and adjustments to happen in the future. I'm just trying to be honest. I think I'm personally going to put Venom as a B tier. But if you know how to use Venom really well, it can seem like he's an A tier character. But on a day-to-day basis, I think a lot of people are going to struggle, especially if they don't have good healers, good support lines that are going to pay attention. So a lot of people just dive out. So I'm going to put Venom as B. High B. I think he's like a B+. Venom's like a B+ tank. Okay. Now, next we got my guy, Magneto. I love playing Magneto. I enjoy playing Magneto more than I like playing Doctor Strange. Magneto is one of my favorite Marvel characters. Magneto, I'm putting him S tier. His ult is literally a counter to almost everybody's ult. Cloak and Dagger ult. You do a Magneto ult, boom, slammer, she's out. Luna ult, boom, slammer, she's out. You hear Punisher go, boom, slam him, he's out. Like, insane. He has a shield you don't have to hold. It doesn't even have like a certain amount of damage it can take. It's just on a timer, which is really cool. You could pop a bubble to somebody else if you wanted to. And then I know Scarlet Witch is very 50-50, but if you do happen to have a Scarlet Witch on your team, that additional benefit's really cool. But I think himself standing alone, like, he is an amazing tank. He is the number 2 tank in the game by far, hands down. My guy Thor. Thor is an amazing tank. He's really good for solo carrying. He is more of like a dive, aggressive tank, very rush, in your face type of guy. But he doesn't really have. I mean, personally, and I've used him a lot. I spent many hours on him. I don't think he has a lot of sustain. But in the right hands, he could be an amazing character to be using. I think his ult needs some work. His ult is good, but not the best. So I think there's some buffs to come from there. And I think it could be a little bit tricky using his Thor Force. But with all that said, I'm going to put him A tier because he puts in the damage, bro. He puts in the work. Now to end the tank list with Penny Parker. Penny is a really good defensive tank, but I think it's only when you're on the defensive side is really when you can use her. It's really easy to counter her because all you got to do is just get somebody to destroy her the spider mine little mine thing that she pops up, and I don't really feel like her ult's that good. I'm putting her C. 100%. I know that there's some people that really swear by her, but she's definitely, I don't think she's on par with Hulk, Groot, or Thor, and she's definitely not on par with Strange and Magneto, and I'd rather have a Venom than a Penny Parker, to be honest. I don't think she does that much. Now, moving on to our damage characters, our DPS gods. We're going to start off with Punisher. I'm going to put Punisher A. I think Punisher puts out a lot of damage. I love what his turret does. I love his ult. He's a very easy character to use. Anybody that's just starting the game, that's new to hero shooters, I think Punisher is an easy character to gravitate towards. He gets the job done. I wouldn't put him S tier, but I'd put him A tier. I think there's a lot, and especially now that I've learned how much like his turret, like putting up his turret can counter so many different ults that stop them from like activating on you or can save you. And then when you learn his mobility is actually really good, especially, and then when you maximize using his smoke grenades and switching to his shotgun's super powerful. I'm putting him A, 100%. Storm. Now, Storm just got a new buff for this season. I think Storm is insane. She's nuts. The way that she can just add, the speed boost to your team for getting back to the convoy or to like where the site is, and then being able to speed up the fire rate of the team. And then when you do her electric combos and then her ult making her turn invisible, kind of like how Jeff is, like you don't see him for a second and he reappears. I think all that stuff is like nuts, and it's definitely something I would highly recommend learning how to play Storm this season. She's in a really good place. Is she S tier? No, but I think she's like A plus with her new buffs. So now we move on to my guy Hawkeye. He's S tier. He can literally one shot you, two shot you. His ult, he doesn't even have to aim at you. He aims at other places. He's just stupid. I know that they nerfed him a little bit, but he's still in a stupid place, and there'll probably be more adjustments that come in the future. But he's just, you play against someone that's really good on mouse and keyboard, and you just ultimately realize that you never want to walk into a Hawkeye again. He's very annoying. That's probably all we really need to say on him. Hela is also still, even with the nerf of her health, she is still S tier. She can two shot squishy characters. She has a little bit of mobility. If you try to dive her, she has a slow down ability. She can get out of there, and then depending on who you are, she can just melt you down in health. She is really good in the right hands, and in higher ranks, she is just constantly banned. So until they stop banning her, I'm gonna keep Hela S tier. She is nuts, and her fire rate is just stupid sometimes, man. It's crazy how much damage you can get out in like just a couple seconds. All right, my guy Black Panther. Black Panther he's a great character. He's awesome to learn, but he's dive heavy. So that means if you go against like a Namor, you're gonna have a rough time. Mantis can put him to sleep, but he outputs a lot of damage. He does some good work there, and he's a fun character to use. But because he only has like that dive capability, and there's more of a skill gap there for him, I think I'm gonna put Black Panther like B plus in comparison to some of the other characters, because he's kind of like just on his own how he does things. Now this doesn't mean like I've seen some of the top ranked Black Panthers that carry games and they go absolutely nuts, but unfortunately the majority of you guys that are watching are not top ranked players. So if you're going Black Panther and you're wondering why your team's losing games, is because you're more on like a solo character grind, and if you're not carrying, you probably shouldn't be him. It's kind of similar to my guy Venom. Like he's out there by himself, and sometimes he's not the best thing for the team. Magic. This girl is nuts. Whenever I play Cloak and Dagger, I hate seeing her. She just pulls up and annihilates you in seconds. Her combos are crazy. She gets additional health as she lands each hit, and then she gets on out of there. She is so much fun to play. She's so much fun to watch people that know what they're doing play. If you haven't, man, I would definitely recommend watching some YouTube videos on her. I'm putting Magic in an A tier. She's high A tier. She's like A plus in the right hands, without a doubt. Now on to the most annoying DPS character that there is right now. It's Moon Knight. Moon Knight's ult is just ridiculous. You could just spam his, throwing his, you throw his little cross thing, and then he just starts throwing his abilities into it, and then he calls in his ult over you guys, and he just get like just a straight team wipe instantly. Very annoying, specifically for the ult. Like he could just solo carry, and he could just be out in the distance like Batman, like over a building somewhere, eating a sandwich, just throwing his onks, his onks, which is I'm putting him A. He's high in the A tier. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a nerf. It's a little much in some moments. Squirrel Girl, I think is absolutely annoying with her ult. Her ult got a buff, and now like it actually targets like where you go. But like for her main abilities and stuff, I mean, I don't think she does too much personally. I've tried her out. I couldn't really get into her. I'm gonna put her B and just leave it at that. But I've seen some really good Squirrel Girl players, but I don't think she's all that. I'll leave her as B tier. Black Widow, I think she's stupid. We're gonna put her at D down here with Captain America. She's part of the does absolutely nothing squad. She just snipes in the back. Black Widows don't really jump up in the front because why would you do that? And it's hard for her to output as much damage. I think her ultimate is kind of trash. Just not someone you should probably be going whatsoever. Iron Man, my guy Iron Man. So Iron Man, he's a very annoying character. I think it depends on the map. He's a part of one of the best team ups in the game right now with Hulk. Once he gets that Hulk ability, he becomes definitely like an A tier. I feel like without it though, he's definitely B tier. I think it's just because people don't know how to just look up and shoot him out. Like whenever I play against an Iron Man, I can just fry him being his cloak and dagger because he's just out there majority of the time. You play against an Iron Man that has the Hulk abilities add-ons, yeah, then he feels like he's S tier. But by himself, someone that's not being Hulk, I don't think he's that good. I'm gonna put him B. He's like B plus. He's like B plus A minus area. But when combined with Hulk and Doctor Strange combo, like that little team up, it feels like he's A plus, almost entering S. But that's off of a team up, so I'm good on that personally. Spider-Man, my God, another character that everyone wants to be good at, but they aren't, unfortunately. I'm gonna put him B tier. He's fun to play. He can target, he can target the backline really well. But majority of people who play as him have absolutely no idea what they're doing because they just want to be Spider-Man. They want to swing around. They want to have fun. He's going B tier. He's got a really cool, his ult and then his additional ability he gets when teamed up with Venom is amazing. But I'm going to leave him B. Scarlet Witch. She is a very annoying character, and she's more like an anti-tank type of girl. But I'm going to put her, to be honest with you, I'm putting her C. I don't think she does that much damage. You got to land her bubbles correctly. But, I mean, she can get countered pretty easily. She can get dived on. Yeah, she can evade, but we can see where you're going. And her ultimate, it takes a little, like, you can hear her ultimate coming, and there's a lot that you can cloak against it. But at lower rank lobbies, though, you could definitely get torn up by someone that's pretty good with her. I will say, when she does her team-up ability with Magneto, I mean, it rises up Magneto. It doesn't really do anything for her. But I'm leaving her at C tier. I'm not too huge of a fan. She's fun to play with, but I don't think she's. I'd rather you go Iron Man or go Venom, Storm. Like there's so many other characters. My guy Winter Soldier, his ult, it makes him crazy. Literally, I've played the games where Winter Soldiers are very chill, like they're not really doing too much, and then suddenly their ult starts coming out, and they go on like a little 7-10 piece. And it is crazy. In the right hands with somebody that knows how to aim, use the arm pull, knock someone out the sky with the blast that comes out of his arm. His combos are nuts. And then you team him up with Rocket Raccoon. Winter Soldier's, to me, I think he's one of the better DPS in the game. I'm putting him A tier, without a doubt. And that ultimate is so annoying, as we all know. My guy Star-Lord, excellent movement. Excellent flanking ability, excellent, like you can maneuver so many different places, put out so much damage, and then his ultimate giving him that auto lock ability, I think is insane. I'm putting Star-Lord A tier. I think he's right at A minus. My guy Namor, he got a buff, anti-dive, he counters anti-dive, he puts out an extreme amount of damage from deep. His ultimate's really good. I think Namor is like A plus. He's like A plus plus, almost S, with how he is. Like I love his turrets; they're so good. He could just stay in the fight, and then he's able to put the C around him. He blocks all attacks that come in. He's great. Psylocke. Currently, she got a nerf on her ult, so her ult isn't as good, but in the right hands, I mean, she still does output a lot of damage, and she can be in and out. She has a couple of like 3-shot combos that just like puts people out with like within seconds. So in the right hands, she's pretty amazing. I'm gonna put her as A. Why isn't this? Hello? Oh, because of an ad. I'm gonna put her A. My guy Wolverine. Ever since that video came out of the guy that's like top 100 in the world as Wolverine, he's an anti-tank demon. If you run into a really good Wolverine, you'll know because your tanks are just getting demolished and you have no clue what to do. But unfortunately, majority of people don't know how to actually play like that and play like poop when they're Wolverine. So in the right hands, he could be pretty amazing, similar to like, you know, a Black Panther, a Venom, an Iron Man, a Spider-Man, a Squirrel Girl. But unfortunately, most of the time, he's trash. But I'm putting him C. I don't think he's that good. He's good in the right hands. The majority of hands are terrible, though, that we play with. Iron Fist. Iron Fist's ult is pretty cool. He has a lot of chase down ability. He a lot of he's just flanking the back line. A lot of people just play kind of stupid with him, how they use him, because they just want to be in people's faces. But I'm going to put Iron Fist in B. Mr. Fantastic. Mr. Fantastic is one of our newer characters that dropped this season. He's really annoying. He's kind of like a mix of a Vanguard and a damage character. There's a lot more to learn on him, how to get his combos right. But his ultimate needs some work. I'm not going to put him A, but I don't want you to think he's just B. I think he's like high B. I think he's like B++. Almost A. It's just they need to fix his ult a little bit more. I feel like it's just kind of like a waste of space. But like his abilities mashups, it's pretty cool. So in the right hands, he's pretty good. I just don't like that people are using him in a way where they're like, oh, he's basically another tank, so like we can only go one tank. Like, no, like like if I'm Doctor Strange, I'd rather you pick Magneto over Mr. Fantastic still, or pick a Hulk, so that we then have the Iron Man combo. You know what I'm saying? Like I think there's a lot better picks there. My guy Loki. Loki is absolutely crazy. He takes a little bit more thought process using Loki. He does an insane amount of heals. His duplicate versions of himself. You can place them in all these crazy spots and like heal and do damage. He's a pretty cool hero, and his ultimate being able to just copycat another teammate's ult, like if we have a Cloak and Dagger, Loki can literally copy Cloak and Dagger and do her ult, and then she could also do her ult right after, or same thing with Luna Snow and etc. It's just crazy. To be honest, so for his ult alone, I'm putting him A tier because I've seen it change games, but he's got to be using the right hands. Mantis literally puts everybody to sleep, can put out an insane amount of damage. She is so good. I have a hard time using her, but I've seen some really good Mantis players. Like, she's pretty phenomenal. I'm going to put her A. But just know that if you're still struggling to heal and all you're doing is getting kills with Mantis, you suck. I've ran into a lot of you as well. My guy, Rocket Raccoon, the guy who only heals. The fact that he only heals and that's literally only all that he does in his ultimate, I feel like does absolutely nothing. I'm going to put him C tier. He's excellent at just healing, and he has great mobility to stay alive, but he doesn't really have a lot in his kit for him to add to the team for kills or anything like that. He does a cool add-on ability with Punisher and with Winter Soldier, which I guess with that, if they're all on the same team, maybe that make him B tier, but I'm putting him C. Cloak and Dagger, their ult got buffed. Absolutely amazing. I love Cloak and Dagger. I'm also a Cloak and Dagger main as well. She is so good. She and him. They are so good. I'm putting them S tier. That ult literally saves your game. It's insane. And her bubble, being able to get people up so fast, switching over, cloaking people, kind of like blocking out ultimates. Like, there's so much to do with Cloak and Dagger. Luna Snow, I don't think there's much to say on Luna besides her ult is still stupid. There's literally 20-25 seconds of just like nothing can happen to your team. So she is also S tier. Adam Warlock, I think he's all right. I think there's a lot more to do with. I think there's a lot more that can be done with him. I think his abilities need to be buffed a little bit more, or his kit needs to be changed around a little bit. He just often feels like he's out of place sometimes. I think he's good. Like if you're doing like a triple meta, I think Adam Warlock then becomes good. But for individual support characters, I mean, besides his ult being able to bring people back to life, I don't really like the rest of his kit. So I'm going to put him down in C. Jeff's ult is one of the most annoying things in the world and can literally make or break your game at certain times. He could do excellent healing. He doesn't really output that much damage, but like he could be annoying with how he does poke damage at a distance. I would never put him A or S whatsoever, but I think I'd put him like B minus. He's definitely better than Rocket Raccoon or Adam Warlock, so I'm putting him B minus. Invisible Woman, who also joined us this season with her husband, Mr. Fantastic. Her ultimate is amazing. Her kit is super dope. Pulling, pushing people, putting up force fields. She is just so good. If you do triple meta with her, Lunar Snow, Cloak and Dagger, that's insane. Like that's just like an insane triple stack combo for support. And she can also put in a lot of damage. She does a lot of work. So Invisible Woman, I'm putting her S tier. But guys, that's pretty much that is where the cookies fall. I'm not sure what you guys think, but this is my list. We'll see what happens next season, or if they do an update where like they do some big nerfs and buffs, changes that happen, and maybe we'll do another video seeing where all the characters are, and we'll think back to like this video, figure out what's changed and etc. from back then to then. But I appreciate you guys if you made it all the way to the end. Thank you guys so much for joining me today and being part of this list video. If you guys haven't already subscribed to the channel, it's entirely free to do. Just lets you know when I post. Want you to be here, man. And if you enjoyed this content, join the community, like the video, leave a comment down below what you thought about this list, and if there's any characters you would have changed up or down, and what you want to see in another video soon, and I'll try to get to it. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you guys next one. GG's. Peace.